Hello, everybody out there on Twitter and on YouTube. This is the first proper official episode of Traitors Gate. It is a homebrew Numenera campaign which you guys can actually get involved in and take part in if you come and join us live anyway. Speaking of which, let's introduce you to everyone that we usually play with. I am Tesla. I am the DM for this campaign. We have a couple of people above me. So if you guys would like to introduce yourselves, maybe a little bit of what happened to you as a person, and then who you play, your descriptor, type, and focus, and what happened to you last week. And we'll start with Chris.
Hi there, my name is Chris Lowe. I play Victor Lacrosse. I am a cruel nano who crafts poisons. And last week, I played with Vinegar.
Do you want to elaborate? What do you mean, vinegar?
Um, I was lying to buy time and said that I could get this substance out with vinegar. So I had to play with vinegar.
Bearing in mind this is that billions of years into the future where vinegar doesn't actually exist.
Oh! And I'm like a champion of a god. That happened. That was pretty dope.
Cool. Alright then, Hunter.
Hi, I'm Hunter Sutherland. I play Mason Palmer, who is a driven nano who consorts with the dead. And last week I tried to talk to Remy and the girl he was with, but then they ran away to go look for vinegar and left me to scrub a floor covered in blood. Tried to talk to...
Something just gave me a bit of feedback.
And there's an echo.
Yep, there was an echo for a second. I'm just loading up chat onto my phone.
But that was this week. I think we should save that point for next week.
Right. Last of all, we have Kelsey.
Hi, I am Kelsey. I play Sarah Cray, who is a drunk Jack who entertains. As a person last week, because nobody said what they did last week, I got to hold an armadillo named Ruffles, and my character bought a sandwich.
Interesting. Right. Okay, so we are starting off today by making sure, which is a thing that I've nicked from somewhere else, which is nicked from somewhere else, which is nicked from somewhere else, as in any good sort of good mechanic. Beliefs, goals, and instincts. Now, there is a way to get XP, which is through intrusions through the GM, which is altering the storyline to add a complication. But the players can do it themselves with these things. So these three things will allow them to basically say, I want this to happen because I did this. Can I get XP for it? Yeah? And those three things are tied specifically to each character. So their instinct is something that will put them into problems and situations when an event or a certain set of parameters are met. Their belief is something that they understand of the world and will act upon it based on that understanding. And their goal is something that they can try and do within the next couple of sessions. If they their goal is a little bit separate to the whole putting yourself into harm's way thing, but if it does, a lot more interesting. So we're going to go through everyone and just make sure what everyone's is and if they've changed any based on where we are going to go. So, Victor.
I'm going to try and get the right wording down here, as I cannot get to my notes, as I have a cat in my lap.
Excuses.
But I believe it is something along the lines of instinct is I try and use science
Yeah, you
and
dispel
reasoning.
magic with science.
Yeah. I don't believe in the magics. I believe in the sciences, and I'm ready to lord that in people's faces.
Okay.
My
Belief.
my belief is that I can do whatever I want because my big man Bress has got my back.
And who is he?
He is the god who I am apparently the champion of. And my goal is to try and find a way to get the Mirror Man Velskar gotten rid of.
That's a big old yawn.
So your goal is to kill Breath to stop. Actually, wasn't your? I think your goal was something smaller, is to like
Oh
find.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
something
yeah,
is to
yeah.
find
It was
information.
to find information to put me on that track.
To kill Breath. Go. Let's go. Right. Okay. Then we will go over to Sarah. Your
My bel-
instinct. First.
My instinct is to drink a lot.
Just drink. Any sort of stress, any sort of situation, drink is the best action. Okay.
Yes.
Your belief.
That booze will always steer me in the right direction. And I have a cat.
Okay.
Bye, Winnie.
And your goal.
I want to buy drugs.
You want to buy drugs. So this you can get your XP on this. I'm gonna say that your goal is worth 2 XP. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that makes it better. So like if you put something, your instinct and belief can cause you trouble, whereas your goal is something you can aim for, so it gives you a bit of reward with 2 XP. Okay, and we will go over to Mason. What is your
Yes.
instinct?
My instinct is that I stop to observe anything that's gruesome or really messed up.
Gruesome. What is your belief?
No one has the right to inhibit my experimentation.
Okay, and your goal for the next couple of sessions.
Find innocent people to sacrifice.
Fine.
And I'm still the nice one.
To sacrifice.
Yeah, but you're going to be drunk the whole time.
But I'm still the nice one.
Yes.
Okay, just so you know, everyone at home, I'm going to put this link into chat. It is the new official website. There we go. Let's just make sure that link does work. Yes, it does. So on that website there, which is cityofneedlesblog.wordpress.com, all the information will go up there. Each week there'll be a blog entry on the updates of each of the games, as well as when I start up writing the long format novel of the second half of season 2 of the the Silent War, when that eventually comes out in January onwards. But you'll also be able to find on that website information about the setting, characters, places, NPCs, government, trade routes, and the character sheets for the 3 core characters above me. Now, if you guys want to also get involved in the game itself, just give me a message. There is contact details on the links on that website. And if you want to be able to come in and join the guest spot, which is the 4th seat, just give me a bell and we'll see what we can do and arrange a bit of a session with you. Again, you don't need to know how to play Numenera. This is a very easy game to pick up. It's one of the most noob-friendly games. It also can get in quite in-depth depending on how you take it with the story, so varying degrees of capability are welcome. And speaking of varying degrees of capabilities, Shall we start?
You forgot something.
What did I forget?
Situation nugget.
Oh, I've still got to find that. Right, okay. Yes, it seems as if Nugget, which is the mascot for the group at the minute, so far, which is a little ball of fluff, has, kind of escaped the campaign and disappeared onto the website. If you come into the stream next Sunday and you tell me where you managed to find Nugget, somewhere on that website, I will give you some sprockets, which is the channel currency, which will also be a few things like doing maybe a few giveaways during the stream or getting you involved via competition. So the more sprockets you have, the easier that becomes. And if you're checking on the website anyway, you might as well go and have a hunt for it. It's not going to take any extra time, is it? So, I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's everything. Right. So, does anyone want to tell me and the folks at home what the heck happened last week? I know we only played for say half an hour to an hour, but
It was so exciting.
Each of you guys did at least a little something. We'll start with Victor. What did you do? I know we talked about vinegar, but what was that whole? What was the point?
We were trying to speak with the old/young lady that is Scarlet.
Is your microphone muted?
Chris, are you muted?
Oh yeah, I am muted.
Fail.
There we go.
I was muted to let Kelsey talk. No, we were speaking to Scarlet, myself, and Mason to tell her, hey, I know we work for you and you call the shots, but you don't got a job for us right now. We kind of had an appointment to meet with this drug dealer, and she was like, well, if you're going to stand there, you might as well get to work. And I was like, oh man, I totally know how to get this up with vinegar because I didn't want to clean it. And she bought it, so I got out of doing that and then found this rune tablet thing, and then Breasted spoke to me.
And Breasted, your god.
And Breasted is my god.
So your god spoke to you, okay.
Yes.
What did your god say?
He told me that I was his champion.
Anything else?
I think so. I believe he said something about you're on the right path, my champion, or something like that.
Yeah, and there was also another one which was you will be betrayed.
Oh yeah.
That was so you then got the attention of Scarlet, who ended up just becoming slightly madly obsessed. Mason, what happened to you?
I went with Victor to ask Scarlet if we could go to our drug deal. And she said yes, but since we weren't leaving for a little bit, she wanted us to clean the floor. And then Victor left with Scarlet to go get the vinegar, and I scrubbed the floor.
And didn't you also steal something?
Did I?
Yes, the ciphers.
Oh, yes. That's right.
Oh, that reminds me! Oh!
Yes.
Fun times! Right.
I don't believe that means any fun times for us.
This means super fun times.
Speaking of fun times,
Yes.
I have too many ciphers.
You have too many ciphers, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So I need to find where that table is, because basically ciphers are pieces of individual technology. And they are okay, but you need to be at a certain level to carry an amount. Now, if you can carry more, but that's risky, because you don't know how those will react, and you don't know really how to control them. So, there is a table somewhere in the book, somewhere, where there are rules for it. I'm trying to find where it is in the book. It may be in this, near the cipher section. Here,
Meta
it's
out of
Cypher
character
Danger.
Hunter. I have room for another slot. Cough, cough. Meta out
No,
of
you
character.
can't, no. He's picked up the ciphers. So before we even begin, and I'll get over to you, Sarah. Yeah, we're going to roll for this and see how this goes out. So people have an idea of what could be coming up. Right.
Wait, why are you going to me? I don't have anything.
No, but you're next on the what's happened to you.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, I didn't do anything.
Okay, so you are... How many can you hold?
3,
How many do you have?
6.
Okay, so can you roll for me a D100 plus 30?
Uh, 53.
Nothing happens. But it can, it will, and I hope it will anyway. So that's that sort of dangerous technology interacting with each other. So while you were mopping up the floor, and we had Victor distract Scarlet with vinegar, Sarah, what were you up to?
Before the whole vinegar and mopping up the floor, convinced Scarlet to let us go and pick up drugs for her, which is Nastrand, I believe, is what she wanted. And then I went and bought a sandwich and went to Margaret to pick up our clothes so we can look fancy.
Okay. So if you guys had to have a task for the day, because I want to sort of give you another reason to give you XP, because we're not really doing many discoveries and stuff like that so far. What do you guys want to set out as today's task? What do you want to accomplish in the next 2 hours? You will get 1 XP all for each of you if you complete this task. So it's something you guys might want to work on towards. Like, it can be anything, but it is just something for you to think about what to try and aim towards to give you some direction.
We are going to meet the drug dealer, right?
Yes, you should be. Yes.
Hopefully we make it.
Can we go skydiving?
You can theoretically jump off a building. Yes.
Oh, okay. Chris, come up with something. You're the creative one here.
What do you want today's task to be? You're going to go meet who exactly today?
Drug dealers.
Elena Cray,
You're going to meet Elena Crane.
the drug dealer, and we're going to get anti-gold spar drugs, and then whatever that other thing was.
Okay.
Nastrand.
Either that or catnip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
I
catnip
think we
for
should
her.
get catnip.
So what do you want to set as your goal for the day? Do you want to set your goal as to acquire the drugs?
Yes.
So once you get the drugs, you will all get 1 XP.
Okay.
So it's that sort of thing. It's something you know that you guys will all need to be able to do at the end. So it kind of focuses your intent. Because again, because this is such an open world, you guys need to set your direction.
Can we get her just a catnip plant?
Catnip, no. No. Just thinking, is it actually a plant? I haven't actually thought about that far back.
Could we get her a cat?
Yeah, yeah, but I don't know why. But fine. Right.
You seem like a bitter old lady.
Okay.
Have a cat.
So we said it was a couple of hours, and it has been those couple of hours. Sarah, you have returned back to the house. As soon as you sort of enter the door, there's this sort of stench of sort of something acrid in the air, and it's slightly sort of damp in there, in sort of the atmosphere. It's a bit sort of steamy. You you sort of have to sort of slightly cover your mouth when you enter. The floor itself has a slight sort of wet sheen to it. and you actually see Mason standing in one of the corners of the entrance hallway. Mason, you have been tasked to clean the floor with the sort of vinegar solution, hot vinegar solution on the floor, and you've managed to paint yourself into a corner. You don't know what to do. That's how we're going to open.
And I'm stuck.
Well, you can walk over it, but you've already cleaned the floor.
I was just supposed to get the blood off it. Shoes weren't that dirty.
So what do you do?
I'm just gonna walk over to Sarah.
I was wanting to like walk in and like after I noticed the floor is all clean, just like stand at the door and be like, I brought clothes, like all excited, like I went shopping.
As soon as you sort of say shopping, yeah. You see Scarlet. You see sort of like at the top of the staircase in the center of the room. You look up and it was as you sort of entered and look around the room. You see it was quite dark, but as you look up and you see shop and you heard shopping again, your eyes just sort of flit up for a second, and you see the sort of shadows sort of form and coalesce together, and you see what looks to be sort of like Scarlet's head popping around looking around the corner.
I has our outfits for the things.
Sweet, darling, they are. Can you show me a few of those, please?
I show them to her.
Is that one's a bit? Really, that one? Yeah. I swear that was another. You may. They'll have to do, I suppose. Just pretend you're wearing them for charity, or something.
I'll wear these clothes for charity.
And that's maybe the only believable way you can get away with wearing that. So. Ooh. Anyway,
Ouch.
Victor will be down with you in a moment. I just have one last thing to ask of him, and you can get on with whatever you're doing for me. Oh, yes, you're doing the chunky things. Remember, I do want some of the Nastron if possible. I know she may not give it up easily. May require brute force, but that's the prized possession here.
Oh, we're all very good at punching people, so that should be easy.
She looks at you and just kind of... Yes, sweetie. She disappears. You see the camera swings around from sort of the balcony view as you see sort of the camera over the shoulder of her head, looking down from the balcony above and the staircase down towards Sarah and Mason. The head kind of just like dissipate, like sort of looks like it's being punched into shadow, and so you see sort of the shadow sort of wisps crawling across the floor until it heads back into the chamber which Victor was in with the big massive sort of outline of the screen room. Mm-hmm. And although the door is locked or shut at least, you see the smoke kind of like pouring down like 2 or 3 lower sunken steps, so the room is slightly lower than the rest of the building, and the smoke kind of then coalesces upwards and forms the younger version of Scarlet. Victor, can you roll for me a perception check, please?
Hello! I need to quit doing that. 6!
You notice
Can I
nothing. Unless you want to re-roll.
Nah, I'll just stick with noticing nothing. Why not?
Okay, yeah.
It wasn't a 1, so I'll keep it.
She materializes directly behind you. You don't. You literally all you sort of see slightly in front of you is a hand, sort of like a shadow, kind of creeping across your hand and up your arm. For
Ooh, maybe I should have rerolled. Fuck. Okay.
for a split second before she materializes behind you. With her hand matching arm sort of overlaid on yours as you're sort of touching the equipment.
That is pretty stranger danger.
You until sort of she just so basically she's hovering over you just slightly, and then as you notice that she appears when she just taps you slightly with her index finger.
You should really not do that. That scared the fuck out of me.
Sweetie, that's nothing. What are you up to anyway? What are you doing?
Looking
Looking at what, sweetie?
at this,
That's
and I just point to what I'm looking at.
yes, that's she sort of drifts her hand away, an arm away from you, and sort of starts tracing the inscription stuff on the metal of the frame that's floating in the air. She sort of specifically traces her sort of finger over the pyramid shape that does not seem to be glowing anymore. She goes, do you want to just tell me about the what this is? Do you
Pretty
know?
sure this is the symbol of breasted.
That's it.
And I was curious
Mm-hmm.
as to why someone who seems to align herself with Satan would be
Satan.
carrying
What
that
is
one.
this? What is this? Is this one of the old gods or?
Yeah, we'll go with that. Really, really old.
Okay.
Just imagine yourself, but with horns and a pointy tail.
I think I know one or two of those. I think the Iron Wind got to them.
Yeah.
Oh, those poor folks.
Yeah, it's a crazy thing that Iron Wind.
So, what exactly is your connection to this god?
Oh, you know, he likes information. I like information. Knowledge is power, sort of thing, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Give me a second. Actually, fuck it. Let's put that. She sort of starts walking around, tracing her fingers over the items and bits and pieces. As she's on the other side, your side of the pit pops up. The symbols, the pyramid symbols, all light up.
What happened?
These pyramid symbols on your side light up
Oh, fun.
before they sort of it sort of follows her on the opposite side, so wherever she is, it's on the diagonally opposite. So it's like sort of as she's walking in one direction, the lights are going in the other. Do you say or react to anything?
I'm just gonna kind of whisper underneath my breath, I don't think he likes you.
Okay, can actually somebody roll for me a listening check? Chris, what is your
Yeah.
current level?
2?
Do you have any skill in deception or cunning or
Cunning. I got cunning.
cunning? Okay. So you're I'm going to task level 3. So they've got to beat a 9. Can I have someone roll a d20 with a skilled in listening? So just a d20 plus 6.
15.
She hears that. She kind of sort of cocks her head for a second, doesn't seem to actually react apart from that. but you notice that she does react.
I'm just gonna smile.
She seems to get, as she sort of starts walking around even more after you say that, she seems to get frustrated at the situation, and just sort of demands sort of eventually she gets into a sort of a frenzy and demands that you just leave her here. And
That I leave her there?
yes, and just get out.
Alright. I mean, I was gonna be helping, but sure.
You get downstairs. It's been about sort of 10 minutes for you other two. Floor's now sort of slightly dry now, though you can now see where Mason's kind of walked across the floor, left in sort of slightly muddy prints. It's the sort of the air is starting to clear up a bit, and the stench of vinegar and hot water is kind of starting to go, as well as sort of the back notes of iron from the blood. What do you guys do?
Hey, do either of you have any room for ciphers?
Is that metagaming right there?
You know, people may have certain abilities for certain capacities. Just pretend that it's too heavy.
I can't carry this. I'm too weak. Someone else want to carry this?
Chris, do you want to carry it?
Why not? I'm not a strong guy, though, so... That's worth saying.
Actually, does anyone have... Do either of you have a broken cipher?
I don't know. Let me look. At
I
my character
have the ability to hold another cipher, I feel, within my strength.
If I remember, one of you doesn't even have any.
sheet. That's me. I don't have any. I used them all.
You don't have any.
So Sarah can hold. Sarah can hold two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want this weird metal and synth plate?
Oh, oh, is that the one that I found? The weird one I found?
No, this is a mind module. You can attach it to another cipher, and then it will obey your verbal commands.
Yeah,
The other cipher will. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
We
you
also
so
need
you
to
sort
go
of
change
you sort
clothes.
of like, it's kind of a bit like, the way that I kind of see this is kind of like the camera's kind of like in the top corner of the room, and it's just looking down at you guys, and it's literally just like Pokemon card type. I'll trade you this.
Oh no, this is the first edition Rapidash.
It's that sort of.
Okay. So this mind module is pretty cool. So I'm gonna need like a whip or 30 shins, maybe.
Yeah, how about no?
Fine,
I
you
got
can
my
take it.
shin back. I just got my whip back.
I just think that's like that's that sort of just look is sort of like, I need to get rid of this before it blows up on me. Just take it.
Fine, take it.
Take it down. Right.
Take it.
So I'm gonna be kind and generous and say sort of like, you guys go off for 5 minutes and go get changed into your respective clothing. Okay. Would somebody like to describe to me the fashion you're wearing? Like, is it bright colours? Is it patterns? Is it like cut too short? What, is it a really horrible fit? Is it all dresses? Anyone want to come up with anything?
Give me a minute.
I may turn it over to chat if chat has an idea of what you guys will be wearing as your fashion.
I think we should turn it over to chat.
I think
Alright.
we should have a chat.
Hang on,
Alright,
but I
well,
got an idea. Can I
well,
at least do mine?
Yeah, you can do your idea. Yeah, we might blend the two.
Because I wanted it to be like crazy bright colors and.
Okay, so the colours are sort of bright colours. Now, is it sort of good fitting clothing or bad fitting clothing?
Hang on, I'm gonna post a picture in Skype.
Okay, I won't,
Although the
I won't be
character
able
is a
to see
dude.
it. I won't be able to see it. Put it in.
Okay, hang on. The character is a man, but I want that.
You want
to
this
be my
sort of
outfit.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting for a lady.
Yeah. I love Jaraxel. He's my favorite.
Okay.
That's all I got.
So, revealing clothing.
Yes.
Um. Okay, let's do shiny. Revealing clothing, gaudy colours, kind of looks costume-ish. You realise as you're starting to put all this on that most of the stuff that you would presume would have been made out of real material, like real gold or ornaments and stuff, you find is kind of like quite well done costume jewellery. It's all fake as anything.
Margaret's fired.
There's
feel
sort of
like
like
that
if you look
was-
too closely at a couple of sort of the finer details of the clothing, you could probably see there's like a crack or the paint's chipped, or you'd see that there's actually sort of like a hole where there was like a crystal was meant to be, etc.
That could just be my outfit. Like everybody
No,
else.
no,
can,
it's
like,
it's
the
all
chat.
fashion. It's all fashion. It's everyone's fashion.
I love it.
So
Kelsey,
you're all
this
wearing.
is really revealing.
It's not sort of like it's that style of clothing. So it's kind of like revealing. Right, how uncomfortable after you kind of like all come out and get into the hall? How uncomfortable do you